Live from Max Bishop Stadium on the banks of College Creek on the yard of the United States Naval Academy in Annapolis, Maryland. We are inside the Pines for Navy Baseball, the home opener. Opening day 2026 in Annapolis as the Navy midshipmen play host to the Delaware State Hornets. Hi again, everybody. I'm Scott Wyckoff. Welcome to the 132nd season of Navy baseball, dating back to 1893, along with Director Antonio Johnson, Navy Assistant SID for Baseball Marshall Filipowicz, and our studio coordinator at our flagship station, Todd Bartley. A big win on the road to start the season in the true opener for the midshipmen as they opened up against Queen's University in Charlotte. Took 2 out of 3 over the weekend. 2-1 coming into this one for the Delaware State Hornets. They lost 4 on the road, all in Lexington against VMI. So they are looking to get off the schneid against the midshipmen. Coming up next, we'll have the starting lineups for you and the opening pitch for Navy baseball, the home opener, coming up on the Navy Radio Network. The senior Tyler Grin from Sherman Oaks, California, 6'2", 215 pounds, the right-hander. 2-3 last year with a 4.81 ERA. Big wins last season. He picked the perfect teams to beat. Air Force and Army had the complete game against Army. Behind the plate is Ty DiPerno at first base, the captain, Victor Izquierdo. Tyler Kripe, the second baseman. Henry Mitchell at short. Patrick Walsh gets the start this afternoon at third base. In left field, Chris Klug. Center fielder, John Loudon. And the right fielder, Mason Ceccarelli. As we are all set to go, leading it off for the Delaware State Hornets, Hassan Turner, 5'10" sophomore from Newcastle, Delaware. William Penn High School behind the plate, calling balls and strikes as assigned by the Patriot League. Brian McGuggan, Drew Hoagland, first base umpire, and at third base, Thomas Turner. Cloudy skies. We haven't seen any precipitation since yesterday. Looks like the high will be in the low to mid-50s this afternoon, and looks as though that we're going to be clear of any precipitation through this one. Of course, the beautiful field turf here at Terwilliger Brothers Field at Max Bishop Stadium, so no problem at all. So we are all set to go. Glad to have you on for, again, the 132nd season of Navy baseball. Tyler Grin delivers. First pitch in first strike at 86 miles per hour. Midshipmen started the season taking 2 of 3 from Queen's University over the weekend in Charlotte, scored 12 runs in each of the wins, allowed only 2 runs in the loss. The pitch. Misses. 1 ball, 1 strike. 390 feet right behind John Loudon on the walls, dead center field. Just a slight breeze, the big American flag in left center. The lights are on. All set to go. Big day here at the Naval Academy. Lacrosse tonight over across the street. Navy baseball, basketball, men's basketball tomorrow. So a big week. Tyler Gren's pitch misses away. 2 balls, 2 strikes, just underway for the Delaware State Hornets, starting the season on the road like Navy did, but they dropped all 4 in Lexington to VMI. Gren's pitch. Line drive right to the captain, Victor Izquierdo. 1 away. What a season Victor had in the field last year. Just a single error all season long. So for the everyday fielders, for the midshipmen, played in every single game, quite a feat. Santino Harwood steps in. Looks at an 85-mile-per-hour strike. The midshipmen in their home whites, the block blue navy across the chest, trimmed in blue and gold with the white cap, swung on and missed. The blue brim. Again, the infield, Walsh at third, Mitchell at short, Tyler Kripe at second, Victor Izquierdo at first base. So a nice mix of veteran players and the young midshipmen. And the first strikeout of the ball game for Tyler Gren. Harwood goes down swinging. 2 up, 2 down. Jabril Bullock, the senior from Richmond, Virginia. Head coach Pedro Swan in his second season at Delaware State, a Delaware State grad who played for the Hornets from 89 to 91 before a long professional career. Bouncing ball. Here comes Patrick Walsh on 1 hop. Over to first. 3 up, 3 down. We played a half inning. The midshipmen coming up on opening day on the Navy Radio Network. For the first inning on this opening day, home opener 2026 in Annapolis. Midshipmen put down the Hornets 1-2-3 in the first. Today's Navy baseball game brought to you by Hawkeye 360, by Johns Hopkins U.S. Family Health Plan, by the Maryland Energy Administration, by Tilley Distribution, and by Blackwall Hitch and the Lodge, Annapolis. As you're listening to Navy baseball from the Navy Federal Credit Union broadcast booth, Navy Federal Credit Union proudly serves the armed forces, veterans, and their families. Our members of the mission insured by NCUA. Starting on the mound for Delaware State, the redshirt sophomore Ryan Mejia, 6 foot 175 pounds from Milford, Delaware. Played his high school baseball at Milford Senior High School. Saw all of his action out of the bullpen. Gets his first appearance of this year as a starter. 16 relief appearances last year. 1-0. 3.64 whip last year. 16 strikeouts in 20 innings. So John Loudon will leave it off for the midshipmen, and boy, what a debut he had, his big opening game in the season opener. 4 hits, 5 RBI, his collegiate debut in the season opener against Queens. 4 for 4 leading off with a home run and a double. His 5 RBI, the most by a mid since Brock Murtha's 5 RBI against Army on May 10th last season. Brock now a graduate assistant, finishing out his senior year here after his first 2 seasons before he transferred to the Naval Academy at Notre Dame. And then what a career he had here at second base. Loudon ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes, leading it off. Looks at a fastball low outside at 80 miles an hour for the first strike of the ball game. The right-hander, Mejia, delivers. Breaking ball, fly ball to left field. Alec Rodriguez underneath it. Puts it away, 1 down for the midshipman. Loudon is the first Navy freshman to record a 5 RBI game since Stephen Bourne drove in 5 at Delaware State back on April 15th. That was in the opening day win for the midshipmen at Queens University as they took 2 of 3. Chris Klug takes a first pitch for a strike. Chris really battled injuries last year, had some incredible plays defensively in the outfield, healthy and getting things going here. He didn't play in the last 4 Patriot League series last season, Lehigh, Holy Cross, and Lafayette and Bucknell, and also the season-ending series against Binghamton because of those injuries. And a strike. He'll run down to first, but the throw will be made on the putout. Caleb King down to Justin Batts. 2 up, 2 down. First strikeout of the ball game for Mejia. And Victor Izquierdo, who made the catch of the line drive in the first inning, will step in for the midshipman. The captain hit close to 500 over the last 7 regular season games last year. 2 out, bottom of the first inning, no one on. Izquierdo squares to bunt. Takes for a strike. 4 for 9 in the 3-game series at Queens with 6 runs scored, a couple RBI and 3 walks. Was 3 for 4 in Game 2 of Saturday's doubleheader with 3 runs scored and an RBI. And back in the season opener on Friday, 1 for 2 against Queens University in Charlotte with 3 runs scored, 2 walks, and an RBI. Played in every ball game at first base for the midshipmen last year. Right-handed hitting first baseman. Looks at an 80-mile-per-hour slider. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Andrew Manning, designated hitter this afternoon, is on deck for the midshipmen. The Hornets play Izquierdo straight away, lines it back to the netting. Of course, the field turf surface here, Terwilliger Brothers Field at Max Bishop Stadium, had a good 5 or 6 inches of snow on it just a few weeks ago, and the crew did a great job clearing it here, getting the team back out of the field house onto the field. Ball in the dirt, blocked by Caleb King. King behind the plate, Justin Batts at first base, Jabril Bullock at second. Santino Harwood is a Delaware State shortstop with Miles Dickerson at third. You've already heard the name of Alec Rodriguez, a left fielder, Hassan Turner in center, Rosnell Lewis in right field. And a walk for Victor Izquierdo. So 2 away. Izquierdo reaches first, and that'll bring up Andrew Manning. What a breakout season Andrew had last year. His sophomore season hit .268. Started all 48 games he played in. 34 hits, 45 runs, 9 of those doubles, and 6 home runs. With that open stance from the left side of the plate, Izquierdo with the lead at first. Pops it to left field. Rodriguez to his left, in the gap, puts it away. So the midshipmen leave 1. We're scoreless after 1 in Annapolis. Navy baseball returns in a moment. Indianapolis, Navy men's basketball will host Senior Day as they take on Colgate on Saturday, February 28th at 4 p.m. Be sure to get to Alumni Hall early as we honor our senior class prior to the start of the game. In addition, the first 250 fans will receive a free Navy rope hat at the game. Navy against Colgate men's basketball game presented by First Command. Tickets are just $10, or groups of 20 or more can receive discounted tickets. For tickets, call 1-800-US4-NAVY or visit NavySports.com. Midshipmen got their captain Victor Izquierdo on with a walk with 2 outs. And inning ended there after 3 up and 3 down in the first for the Delaware State Hornets. Single game here at home this week. Then it is on the road for the Midshipmen, traveling to Columbia, South Carolina, Friday, taking on Air Force. Saturday, South Carolina, and Sunday, Marshall. Heading down to South Carolina. Again, highs in the low 50s here this afternoon. Cloudy skies. Even with that, that's a little bit higher than the normal temperature. Couple putouts in the first inning for Alec Rodriguez. Delaware State left fielder. Cleanup hitter, left-handed hitter. Count is 1 ball and 1 strike from Tyler Gren. 37 strikeouts, 19 walks last season, and then his sophomore year, 6-5 in 2024, and 72 innings pitched, 73 innings pitched last year as a weekend starter for Chuck Ristano in his 3rd year here at the Naval Academy, really building a program in his image. You can see it with the development of the older players in the lineup and then really the juniors that he and his staff have brought in, and with the younger players that are now making their presence known. Gren, the pitch, fouled back to the right side. Jaron Sample, third baseman for Delaware State, on deck. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Top of the 2nd inning, no score between Navy and Delaware State. Swung on and missed. He strikes him out. High heat, 88 miles per hour from Tyler Gren. Jaron Sample steps in the box. Right-handed hitting infielder. Actually DHing in the lineup today. He flies one foul down the right field line. While the midshipmen are in their home whites, the kind of powder blue uniforms for Delaware State. Shoulders in white, red sleeves, blue pants. Fouled at the plate. Tyler Gren ahead in the count. 0-2, 1 away. Due up for the midshipmen here in the second, Ty DiPerno, Mason Ceccarelli, and Patrick Walsh. Tyler Gren misses. First team All-Patriot League in 2024. Over his career, 4 times a Patriot League Pitcher of the Week. Toes the rubber from the first base side. The right-hander delivers, misses outside. Ty DiPerno behind the plate. Settles in front of home plate umpire Brian McGugan. 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 down. Just misses outside. Full count to the designated hitter, Sample. He lines one to right field. Mason Ceccarelli in to make the catch. Sliding on one knee. Ceccarelli got a good jump on the line drive to right field off the bat of Jaron Sample, and 2 are away. Justin Batts from Bergen, New Jersey, Bergen Catholic High School. The redshirt sophomore, open stance, right-handed hitter with 2 down. Slider from Tyler Gren. misses outside. 1 ball, no strikes. The third baseman, Dickerson, Miles Dickerson, is on deck. Midshipman shading bats a little bit towards second base for Navy second baseman Tyler Kripe. Kripe, the freshman. So 2 freshmen starting in the infield. Popped up. Kripe will go out, let it go over his head, and falls in just in front of a charging center fielder, John Loudon. So the first hit of the ball game for bats for Delaware State. He's to first base. So Miles Dickerson with 2 away and a runner on. Navy 2-1 on the road in the weekend series against Queens University in Charlotte. Delaware State 0-4, and this is their 5th straight road game to start the season, as they lost all 4 at VMI over the weekend. All the midshipmen will be heading to Columbia, South Carolina for a 3-game series over the weekend against Air Force, South Carolina, and Marshall. Next up, 3 games in Dover at home against LaSalle for the Hornets. Bouncing ball, charging hard is Patrick Walsh from third. Gloves it over to first. Got him! Nice play by Walsh and a stretch. So the midshipmen get out of it. 1 man left, 1 hit, no runs. We move to the middle of the second. No score between Navy and Delaware State as Navy baseball returns in a moment. Half of the second inning, scoreless between Navy and Delaware State in the home opener here in Annapolis. Today's Navy baseball game is brought to you by Hawkeye 360, by Johns Hopkins U.S. Family Health Plan, by the Maryland Energy Administration, by Tilly Distribution, and by Blackwall Hitch and the Lodge Annapolis. Leading it off for the midshipmen will be catcher, 2025 Patriot League Rookie of the Year Ty DePerno, who was one of the 3 midshipmen to be selected as a 2026 preseason first-team All-Patriot Leaguer, along with Evan Brown, who's getting a break today, not in the lineup, and also starter Brady Bendick, who pitched and won the opener to start the season on Friday down in Charlotte. Ty was behind the plate for games 1 and 3 of that season opening series in Charlotte. DH'd in game 2. First pitch for a strike. 79 miles per hour. The right-hander Ryan Mejia at breaking ball misses outside. Ty was 1 for 4 on opening day, had a couple RBIs and stole a base in the series finale, despite going 0 for 5 at the plate. DePerno looks at a breaking ball, low and away. 2 balls, 1 strike. Leadoff hitter Ty DePerno, the sophomore. Catcher checks his swing, punches it right back to the mound. Mejia runs it over to first, flips it to Justin Bates, and 1 away. So Mason Ceccarelli steps to the plate for the midshipmen. Left-handed hitting right fielder who made that great play on the line drive, sliding on 1 knee to make the catch. Mason ended the regular season last year with a 19-game on-base streak, longest of the season for the midshipmen, and had a nice series to start the season down in Charlotte against Queens University. 2 for 2 in the doubleheader nightcap at Queens with 2 runs and 3 walks. First pitch strike into Mason Ceccarelli. Played all 3 outfield positions for the midshipmen in his short career. Lines that one foul down the right field side. Ceccarelli with the blue 11 on the back of his white home uniform. Steps in, his left foot on the back stripe of the box. They set up away from him. He checks his swing and punches it down the first base side. Third base coach, Adam Pegovich. Chris Bosco at first. Adam in his third season with the midshipmen. 2012 Alabama grad, fouled back by Mason Ceccarelli. And Chris Bosco in his first season as an assistant coach with the midshipmen. The Roger Williams grad who comes to the Patriot League from the CAA and Northeastern University. Quite the program in the Northeast. Swung on, bouncing ball, gets by the pitcher to second base. Bullock can't get it over to first. He'll glove it, but a infield base hit for Mason Ceccarelli. So the midshipmen get their first hit of the ball game here in the bottom of the second inning. No score with Delaware State. 1 out. Ceccarelli at first. And one of the 2 freshmen in the starting lineup in the infield for the midshipmen is Patrick Walsh. Walsh, the freshman from Huntersville, North Carolina, Christ the King High School. Left-handed hitter, holds his hands high above his head, takes it for a strike. Patrick, 6'1", 210 pounds, with Mason Ceccarelli at first. The other freshman, plebe infielder starting, third baseman Patrick Walsh. Looks out of the box now. So Patrick Walsh. 1 ball, no strikes, 1 out. Tyler Kripe is on deck. Freshman second baseman for the Mids. Evens the count. 1 ball, 1 strike. Getting a little bit brighter as the afternoon moves on here. Could get into the mid to upper 50s. Started right around 50 in clouds. The lights are on here at Max Bishop Stadium. The pitch gets away from Caleb King behind the plate and down to second base is Mason Ceccarelli for the midshipmen. A runner in scoring position with 1 out. 2 balls, 1 strike to Patrick Walsh. So Kripe on deck and Henry Mitchell, the midshipman shortstop, batting 9th in the order. Ceccarelli leads off second. Santino Harwood right behind him, trying to keep him honest there. The pitch, high and away. 3 balls, 1 strike, 1 out. No score. Midshipman with the first runner in scoring position of the afternoon here in the home half of the second with Mason Ceccarelli at second. Mejia looks back to him. The right-hander's pitch. Breaking ball, fouled straight up back towards the Navy bench. Caleb King watches it bounce into the 4th row of the stands here at Max Bishop Stadium. 132nd season of Navy baseball dating back to 1893. Opening day 2026. Glad to have you on board on WNAV Radio and on Navy Athletics YouTube. Full count to Patrick Walsh with a runner at second. Mason Ceccarelli skies that to center field, back towards the warning track. Is Hassan Turner up against the wall? It goes over his head, off the wall. Mason Ceccarelli will score from second base. Head first, Patrick Walsh with the triple for the midshipmen. A long fly ball in the gap right where the big American flag is behind the fence. Hassan Turner looked as though he might have run it down, but it went high off that 8-foot wall. And the first run of the ball game for the Midshipmen, a 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the second inning with the RBI triple for Patrick Walsh. The other freshman infielder in the starting lineup, Tyler Kripe. Kripe, 6'3", 185 pounds, from Parrish, Florida. Left-handed hitter. Ball blocked right at the plate by catcher Caleb King. Mejia got himself in trouble with the wild pitch. That advanced Ceccarelli to second, and then Ceccarelli easily able to score on the long fly ball to center field off the wall. Hard ground ball hit to first base. Justin Batts knocks it down, flips it to the pitcher at first, but the Midshipmen get the run across the plate. Patrick Walsh, after the triple, scores on the ground ball over to first base. So the Midshipmen have taken a 2-0 lead with 2 outs now here in the bottom of the second inning. The 2 freshmen in the infield in the starting lineup, accounting for those runs, both of the RBIs from them. The catcher, Henry Mitchell, squares the bunt, pulls back. Shortstop. First correction of the season for Marshall for me. What's the over-under on that one? Easily triple digits. Mitchell, left-handed hitting shortstop. 2 balls, no strikes. Set a Navy record. Hit by pitch 4 times in Game 2 of Saturday's doubleheader at Queens. Also hit by a pitch in the 2 other games of the series. So now in his career, 4th on the all-time list. 28 times he's been plugged. He was 1 for 3 in the season opener on Friday with a couple RBI. Base paths have been cleared now. 2 runs have scored for the Midshipmen. 2 outs, 2 balls, 1 strike to Henry Mitchell. Fastball misses away. Delaware State starter Ryan Mejia, redshirt sophomore, 6 foot, 175 pounds, from Milford, Delaware, Milford Senior High School. Right-hander delivers as the sun comes out, and it's a ball. So the Midshipmen, as the sun makes its debut on this debut opening day at home for the Midshipmen. Henry Mitchell does his job at the bottom of the lineup. Keeps the inning alive. And the third plebe, the freshman in the starting lineup for the Midshipmen, center fielder John Loudon steps in. Loudon flew out to left field to lead off the ball game. 6 foot, 195 pounds, from Brookhaven, Georgia. Went to the Marist School in the suburbs of Atlanta. First pitch strike to him. Mitchell dives back to first on the throw over by Ryan Mejia to Justin Batts. Turn into a nice afternoon if you're in the area. Come on by. Max Bishop Stadium, free to get in. Plenty of hit him. So we talked about Henry Mitchell getting hit by a pitch. He advances to first base, but then hit behind him, the leadoff hitter, John Loudon. So the Midshipmen have 2 on with 2 outs. Henry Mitchell at second base. John Loudon reaches for the first time at home in his career for the Naval Academy. And Chris Klug steps in, struck out in the first inning. Mejia trying to get out of this one. Has given up 2 runs already here in the second inning. Breaking ball is high. Defensively, Delaware State in the outfield plays Chris straightaway. Jabril Bullock at second base. Faded over a little bit, trying to keep Henry Mitchell honest. Mitchell leads off second. Misses inside. Loudon at first. 2 away. Midshipmen 2 runs on 2 hits. Delaware State, no runs and a single hit off of Navy starter Tyler Grin. The pitch, breaking ball, lined into left field. That'll score another run. Henry Mitchell rounds third. He will score. Into second on the double is Chris Klug. And advancing to third base, John Loudon and the midshipman with 3 runs here in the second inning on that line drive. Base hit to left field. The double into the corner for Chris Klug. Brings up Victor Izquierdo. Walked in the first inning, then was stranded. Opportunity for RBI with 2 away. Right-handed hitting senior. He drives one deep to left center field. Way back, it is gone! Victor Izquierdo, a 3-run home run, and the midshipmen have taken a 5-0 lead. Izquierdo drilled that one. An exit speed off his bat at 107 miles per hour on the 80-mile-per-hour fastball as he runs over to the Navy dugout. Congratulations from his teammates. So the first Navy home run of the season goes to Victor Izquierdo. Victor had 2 home runs last year. Early in the season, gets his first home run of his senior year. The Navy captain makes it a 5-6 lead. So the midshipmen with a big second inning. 6 runs, now on 4 hits. Brings up Andrew Manning. Manning 0 for 1 in the first inning. Flew out to left field as the midshipmen looked to bat around as Ty DiPerno led off this inning. He is on deck right now as the sun is shining on opening day 2026 in Annapolis as Navy has 6 runs here. And there's a line shot to right center field on one hop fielded by Rosno Lewis. And another base hit for the midshipmen. Their 5th of the ball game with 2 away. And the midshipmen bat around as it brings up Ty DiPerno. Mejia has thrown 44 pitches so far. And we'll have the first mound appearance for pitching coach Cameron Risen, former University of Maryland Eastern Shore pitcher, heading out to the mound. You're listening to Navy Baseball from the Navy Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. Navy Federal Credit Union proudly serves the armed forces, veterans, and their families. Our members of the mission insured by NCUA. An explosive second inning here at Max Bishop Stadium in the home opener as the midshipmen have put 6 on the board. A quick talk from Cameron Raisin to Ryan Mejia. Heads back to the dugout and heading back up to the plate is Ty DiPerno. DiPerno led off the inning grounding out as the midshipmen have batted around here in the second, taking the 6-0 lead. Andrew Manning leads off first. Manning with the base hit to right center field. It was a scoreless first inning. Tyler Grin also quick work of Delaware State here in the second, and now this 6-run second inning for the Mids. Delaware State right-hander Ryan Mejia in for the strike. The sun coming through the clouds, the wind picking up a little bit, blowing out towards left center field. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Ty DiPerno at the plate, the throw over to first base. Diving back in is Andrew Manning. Manning tries to get out to the edge of the turf where the dirt would be. Fouled straight back to the screen off the bat of Ty DiPerno. 2025 Patriot League Rookie of the Year. 2026 preseason first team All-Patriot League pick. The sophomore catcher from Santa Clarita, California, West Ranch High School. Slightly open stance, right-handed hitter. Inside, did it hit him? The throw will go down to second base, but I believe Brian McCuggan said the batter was hit as he was. So Ty DiPerno, second midshipman hit by a pitch this afternoon, down to first base. Into second is Andrew Manning, as the midshipmen keep this explosive second inning alive. Third baseman Patrick Walsh, who had a RBI triple to get the scoring going here in the second. On deck with Mason Ceccarelli at the plate. Ceccarelli looks. He lines one hard down the right field line. It's foul. Right off the green wall by the bullpen, where there is some action right now for Delaware State, with the midshipmen having scored 6 runs on 5 hits here in the bottom of the second inning. Mason Ceccarelli had a base hit and scored on the triple by Patrick Walsh, with 2 runners on at first and second, 2 down. Ceccarelli takes that outside. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 out. Patrick Walsh on deck. Andrew Manning walks off second base. Ty DiPerno, not being held at first, has a good lead. Line drive, hard hit into the corner, down into right field. That'll send in another run for the midshipmen, a 7-0 lead, and a double for Mason Ceccarelli. Stopping at third, putting on the brakes is Ty DiPerno. As Andrew Manning scores from second on that shot into right field off the bat of Mason Ceccarelli. Big start in the home opener for Ceccarelli. He is now for 2 for 2 with a base hit and a walk. And we're going to have our first pitching change of the ball game as Delaware State head coach Pedro Swan walks up to the mound. And that will do it for Ryan. See who comes in as the first pitching change of the ball game. The midshipman, 6 hits and 7 runs off of Mejia, the starter. So he heads off, and going to the bullpen will be head coach Pedro Swan. Shane Carter, freshman, out of the bullpen for Delaware State. Carter, 6-foot freshman from San Diego, California, Mount Carmel High School. And gets the ball in relief for the Hornets now. So with a couple runners on, Mejia pitched an inning and 2/3. So far, credited with 7 runs, allowed 6 hits. All 7 runs are earned. Walked 2, struck out 1, did have a costly wild pitch. And in relief of him now is Shane Carter. Shane Carter, the freshman, during his senior season at Mount Carmel High School in San Diego, had a really outstanding 4-year career, helped lead his team to the 2025 San Diego Sectional Championship, finished his senior year with an impressive 8-1 record, and now on in relief for the Delaware State Hornets with runners at second and third with 2 outs. Patrick Walsh for the Mids looks at a first pitch ball at 83 miles per hour from Shane Carter. 6 foot, 190 pounds, works from the stretch, right-hander, sets, behind in the count 1-0. Swung on and missed by Walsh. Kripe on deck for the midshipmen. 2 down, 1 ball, 1 strike. Navy 7, Delaware State nothing. Bottom of the second inning. There's a fastball. Low and away for a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 down. Ty DiPerno with the lead at second. There's a breaking ball, misses away. Mason Ceccarelli, after the run-scoring double, is at second base. They're really playing Patrick Walsh deep in center field. Hassan Turner, that one's lined off the Joe Duff batting facility. One soul on the flight deck there today. That'll be a different story as the season moves on, especially once we get into the weekend games and the better weather. But no complaints for February 17th here today with the sun is out and a third called strikeout to Patrick Walsh. But that will do it for the midshipmen. What a second inning it was for the midshipmen, scoring 7 runs, going up 7-0 as we move to the third on the Navy Radio Network. For Navy, they lead it 7-0 as we move to the third. Navy men's lacrosse tickets on sale now. Join us at Navy Marine Corps Memorial Stadium all season long as the men's lacrosse team hosts 8 exciting home games, including a huge matchup with in-state rival Loyola. For tickets, call 1-800-US4-NAVY or visit NavySports.com. That was a long second inning, so Tyler Gren taking advantage of his warm-up pitches now, but for the first time on the mound here this afternoon, he will be pitching with the sun out in this season opener. 1 game back here in Annapolis after the midshipmen started the season in Charlotte, taking 2 of 3 against Queens University. Hit the road for Columbia, South Carolina after this one. Friday against Air Force, Saturday against South Carolina, and Sunday against Marshall. First pitch in a long time from Tyler Gren. In for a strike. Bottom of the order now. King leads it off. Looks at a pitch outside. Caleb King, 5'11" sophomore catcher from Newark, Delaware, St. Mark's High School, the same high school that his coach Pedro Swan went to, and is also a member of the St. Mark's Hall of Fame, Pedro Swan. The pitch misses outside at 86 miles an hour from Navy starter Tyler Gren. Has allowed just 1 hit through 2 innings. We're in the top of the third, 2-2 the count. Swung on into the Navy dugout. Foul ball. Count remains 2-2. Rosnell Lewis, second baseman, is on deck. From the compact windup, Gren starts with the glove up around his face. Delivers, swung on and missed. He struck him out. Third strikeout of the ball game for Tyler Gren. Gets the leadoff hitter. Rosnell Lewis, the second baseman from Dagsboro, Delaware. For anyone here in the Annapolis area familiar with Dagsboro Burrow on the way to the Delaware shore. He takes first pitch for a ball. So the bottom of the order now, batting ninth with an open stance against Tyler Gren. Gren, breaking ball for a strike. Midshipman playing pretty shallow in the outfield. John Loudon in shallow in center, as is Chris Klug in left. Mason Ciccarelli back a few steps in right field. Bouncing ball to second base. Tyler Kripe gloves it on over to first. Good speed by Lewis, but not in time. 2 up, 2 down. Midshipman make the put out. Back to the top of the order. Hassan Turner, sophomore from Newcastle, Delaware, and William Penn High School. Right-handed hitting center fielder. Tyler Gren kicks and pitches. A little outside. Ball 1. Santino Hardwood is on deck. 2 down. Road half of the third. Tyler Gren misses inside. Navy with their 7 runs on 6 hits. Delaware State, no runs, just a single hit off of Tyler Gren. Gren has thrown 36 pitches now, and number 36 is a swinging strike. Missed by Turner. 2-1. 2 away. The pitch. Fouled off the right foot of the Delaware State batter. Hassan Turner steps back out. Home plate umpire Brian McGugan gives him a chance to collect his thoughts after the foul ball off his right foot. Will step back in. Looks down to his third base coach, his head coach, Pedro Swan. Gren's pitch. Bouncing ball foul, and Swan gets the ball off his hand towards the Navy dugout. Truly Delaware baseball royalty. A member of the Delaware Baseball Hall of Fame. Mentioned he's also the member of his high school Hall of Fame, St. Mark's, and the Delaware State University Baseball Hall of Fame. A 3-year standout outfielder at Delaware State. Went on to play 17 professional seasons. Drafted by the Braves. Might be familiar to fans around here. Played briefly for the Orioles. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Top of the third, Navy 7, Delaware State nothing. Tyler Gren, the starter for Navy. His pitch just misses outside. The count is full with 2 down. Henry Mitchell back on the outfield grass at short. Swung on and missed. He strikes him out. 4th strikeout of the ball game. Ends the 3rd inning for Delaware State. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We move to the bottom of the 3rd in Annapolis. Navy with a 7-0 lead as Navy baseball returns in a moment. The 3rd, Navy out in front of Delaware State, 7-0. Navy Baseball home opener on WNAV Radio and on Navy Athletics YouTube this afternoon. Scott Wyckoff along with our director Antonio Johnson. Navy Assistant Sports Information Director for Baseball Marshall Filipowicz to my left. And back at our flagship station, WNAV, Todd Bartley. Midshipmen getting all 7 of those runs in the second inning. They chased Ryan Mejia and now Shane Carter, who came in relief of Mejia. His first time coming out of the dugout out to the mound. And Tyler Kripe leads it off for the Midshipmen. Had an RBI as part of those 7 runs in the second inning. 3 for 9 in his first 3 games of his Navy career on the road in Charlotte against Queens University. Checks his swing, but it's in for a strike. It really gives you an idea of the size of the players that ace recruiter Chuck Ristano is bringing into this Navy program right now. 6'3", 185 pounds, grounds it to the shortstop, Santino Hardwood, to his left, over to first and 1 away. So that's some pretty good size for your center fielder. 6'3", 185 pounds, Tyler Kripe. So Henry Mitchell, who walked and scored, one of the 7 runs in for the Midshipmen in the second, up now, bottom of the Navy order with John Loudon, center fielder on deck. Navy Baseball had a pair of honorees yesterday when the Patriot League office announced its first set of weekly awards for the 2026 season. 1 ball, no strike count to Mitchell. Looks at a strike there. Junior right-hander Brady Bendick named the Pitcher of the Week, earning Patriot League Pitcher of the Week honors for the second time in his career, pitching 5 2/3 innings of 1-run ball in Navy's 12-1 opening day win last Friday over Queens. Swung on and missed by Henry Mitchell. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. And how about freshman righty Owen Vipers was named the Rookie of the Week. Made a statement in his collegiate debut, and the Midshipmen get another runner down to first, being hit by a pitch. The 3rd Midshipman to be plunked here today. Something that we have really seen since Chuck Ristano came here from Florida State 3 seasons ago. The way the Midshipmen stand in there strong, getting on base any way they can. And with 1 out, runner at first, Henry Mitchell. So he reaches twice in his first 2 at-bats. A walk and a hit by a pitch. Back to the top of the order, John Loudon. Navy center fielder, 6 foot, 195 pounds. Vipers with that college debut allowing just 2 hits and 5 innings start. And Navy says, there's a shot to center field. Coming into his right is Hassan Turner, dives. He made the catch. What a catch by Turner. To right center field and dives, makes the glove play. So a long, hard hit ball off the bat of John Loudon with a great defensive play with 2 away for the Midshipmen. Chris Klug steps up with 2 down and a runner at first for the Midshipmen. So not too bad when you finish the first week of the season and you're a starter, and then there's going to be a balk that sends Henry Mitchell down to second base. So Mitchell got a walk in his first at bat, ended up scoring one of those 7 runs, hit by a pitch here in the bottom of the 3rd, and then advances to second base on the balk. Chris Klug looks at right-hander Shane Carter. The pitch. Lines it off the glove of third baseman Miles Dickerson into the corner, rounding third and scoring for the Henry Mitchell for the Midshipmen into second base. The double for Chris Klug on a hard hit ball down the third base line. I think Dickerson might have gotten a little bit of his glove on it. He had to jump high, and it got down in the corner, scoring Mitchell from second, and in at second right now is Chris Klug. Midshipmen add a run, lead it now 8-0 in the bottom of the 3rd. 7 runs in the second, 1 here in the 3rd with 2 outs. Squares the bunt. Head first. Stolen base down to third. No throw from the catcher. So we'll see if he gets a stolen base or not. But head first into third base. So the midshipman with 2 outs trying to build on this 8-0 lead. Chris Klug after the double takes third base. Down the line now. Ball gets away from the catcher. Caleb King coming to score is Klug. And the midshipmen manufacture a pair of runs here in the third inning as Klug doubles. Takes third base on a ball that was down low to the catcher. Didn't even get a throw. And then the ball gets away from Delaware State catcher Caleb King and scores for the midshipmen, who now lead it 9-0 in the bottom of the third. So, the second inning, the sun peeked through the clouds. Now some breaks in the cloud. A partly cloudy day that has emerged here in Annapolis on opening day 2026 in Annapolis, the home opener, after the midshipmen took 2 of 3 to start the season on the road over the weekend against Queens University in Charlotte, North Carolina. 2 balls, 1 strike to Victor Izquierdo. Fouls it back off to the right side. Big Vic with a home run in the second inning. A 3-run homer after walking in the first. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 2 runs have scored in this third inning for Navy. Out in front of Delaware State, 9-0. Those 9 runs on 7 hits, swung on and missed. It gets away from catcher Caleb King, picks it up, throws it to first, and that'll do it for the midshipmen. So the midshipmen, 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We move to the fourth. It's Navy 9, Delaware State nothing on the Navy Radio Network. Beautiful afternoon for baseball at Max Bishop Stadium inside the Pines here in Annapolis on King George Street. Midshipmen out in front of Delaware State, 9-0. As we move to the fourth inning, there are just 3 Navy men's and women's basketball games left in the regular season. Coach Tim Taylor's women's squad hosts Loyola on March 4th at 7 p.m. in its regular season finale, while the men's team will face Lehigh tomorrow at 7 o'clock at Alumni Hall and Colgate on February 28th, senior day at 4 p.m. Single game tickets are on sale now for just $10. You can cheer on this year's Patriot League first place men's and women's basketball teams. For tickets, call 1-800-US4-NAVY or visit NavySports.com. What a season it has been so far in the Patriot League and beyond for both the men and the women, for John Perry's men and Tim Taylor's women, both leading the Patriot League. So we get near tournament time. Top of the order, Santino Harwood. Left-handed hitter against Tyler Gren. Fouls it back to the screen. 1 ball, 1 strike. Mentioned a little bit earlier, a couple of Tyler's wins last year were big wins against big rivals over Air Force and a complete game win over Army. This one fouled high down the left field line, out of play. Off the grass between Max Bishop Stadium and the softball field here, just in the shadows of Gate 8. Outside the gates on the yard at the Naval Academy. Tyler Gren Kicks and pitches. Breaking ball high. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Navy head coach Chuck Ristano in his 3rd season. Just the 6th coach in 85 years of Navy baseball. The last 85, and boy, what a job he has done in his first 2. Swung out and missed. Tyler Gren, his 5th strikeout of the ball game. With a breaking ball, pulled the string, 1 away.
Now batting, number 19,
Coach Ristano has taken Navy to the Patriot League tournament as a number 2 seed in each of his first 2 seasons as head coach, and has been picked by Division I baseball as a looper in the infield, right behind the mound. Victor Izquierdo runs in and grabs it, quickly 2 away. And Division I baseball picking the midshipmen to win the Patriot League, and really been a building program since the arrival of Coach Ristano here 3 years ago. Has brought his signature aggressive style of play to Navy, developing as a respected pitching coach and assistant at Florida State, Notre Dame, and his alma mater. Popped up, second baseman in the right field, Tyler Kripe, and make the putout. A quick inning, quick work for Tyler Gren. No runs, no hits, no errors, 3 up, 3 down to the bottom of the 4th inning. Midshipmen lead this one 9-0. Navy baseball returns in a moment. Navy baseball from the Navy Federal Credit Union broadcast booth. Navy Federal Credit Union proudly serves the armed forces, veterans, and their families. Our members are the mission, insured by NCUA. Bottom of the 4th inning. Navy leads Delaware State 9-0. Second pitching change of the ball game for Delaware State. The Hornets send out Sean Ely to the mound now. So the left-hander, Ely, 5'8", freshman from Selbyville, Delaware, went to Sussex Tech High School. Midshore guy, 5'8" freshman, left-hander. Chance to show his wares, making his college debut. In relief now, Andrew Manning will lead it off for the midshipmen. Breaking ball from the left-hander for a first pitch strike to Andrew Manning. 1 for 2 with a base hit and a run scored. Left-handed hitting designated hitter this afternoon. 1 ball, 1 strike. Ty DiPerno, the 5th hitter in the order for the midshipmen, will be the second hitter of the inning as Andrew steps out. He was 1 for 4 on opening day last Friday with an RBI. 2 for 8 in the weekend opening series on the road in Charlotte against Queens University. Breaking ball, lines it up the middle. Diving at shortstop is Santino Harwood. Throws to first. Running out and getting the base hit. A hard-fought base hit on that hard-hit ball was Andrew Manning after a fantastic play by Delaware State shortstop Santino Harwood. Diving to his left on the outfield grass. Gloves it, quickly gets up, but hustling down the line for the infield hit just to the edge of the outfield grass is Andrew Manning. Big lead at first, off the left-hander. Ty DiPerno lines it foul down the third base line into the Navy bullpen. A little bit of activity down there. A left-hander is up. 1 strike count to Ty DiPerno. 0 for 2, hit by a pitch. Both his at-bats in that big second inning. Bounces one down to third. It's gloved by Miles Dickerson. Over to first. Got him on a slow bouncing ball down the third base line. Charging hard is Dickerson. Has no play at second on Andrew Manning. Gets DiPerno at first base. 1 away. Mason Ceccarelli in that 7-run second inning. Reached on a base hit and scored, and then doubled with an RBI in his 2 at-bats, both in the ball game in the second inning. Andrew Manning leads from second, and another hit batter for the midshipman. This time a breaking ball. Just didn't break enough off the arm of Mason Ceccarelli down to first base, which was open as Andrew Manning advanced to second on the fielder's choice. Ground out by Ty DiPerno. And Patrick Walsh. Third baseman for Navy, 1 for 2. With a RBI triple. The throw down to third on the steal attempt by Andrew Manning. Got him! Thrown out by Caleb King. Following to second base is Ceccarelli, but thrown out with the attempted steal at third base was Andrew Manning. So 2 are down now. 1 strike to Patrick Walsh. Walsh, left-handed hitting. Looks at a breaking ball, misses away. At 76 miles per hour. 1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. Navy 7, Delaware State. Navy 9. 7 runs in the second inning, 2 in the third. Lead at 9-0. There's a fastball. Misses inside. 2 balls, 1 strike. Tyler Kripe on deck. Mason Ceccarelli at second base after being hit by the pitch. The left-hander for Delaware State, breaking ball. Can't find the strike zone. Working Walsh inside. Patrick Walsh, 6'1", 210 pounds. Ely, left-hander, delivers. Misses on the outside corner, so a bases on ball. Base on balls for Walsh. He's head down to first base with 2 outs. Runners at first and second now. Tyler Kripe. So a pair of freshmen batting right next to each other in the order at 7 and 8. Kripe, right-handed hitter, skies this one to shortstop. Santino Hardwood calls everybody off, holds his hand up to block the sun, and makes the put out. No runs, 1 hit, no errors. 2 left. To the 5th, Navy 9, Delaware State 0. Navy baseball returns in a moment. Delaware State 0 as we are looking down on Terwilliger Brothers Field here at Max Bishop Stadium, high atop Fitzgerald Clubhouse. Scott Wyckoff, along with Director Antonio Johnson, Navy Assistant Sports Information Director Marshall Filipowicz, and our studio coordinator, WNAV, Todd Bartley's. Today's home opener on WNAV Radio here across Southern Maryland. and on Navy Athletics YouTube. Midshipmen returning to the field to a little kung fu fighting. Coach John Perry's midshipmen have clinched a quarterfinal home game in the upcoming Patriot League men's basketball tournament. Navy will host conference team to be named later at 7 p.m. on March 5th at Alumni Hall. So make your plans. Log on to NavySports.com for your tickets today. What a season it has been in John Perry's first season as the head coach for the midshipmen, as they are high atop the Patriot League standings, getting ready to host that conference game on March 5th at Alumni Hall. Middle of the order to get things going here in the fifth inning for Delaware State. No runs, just one hit allowed by Tyler Gren. The right-hander delivers for a strike. 1 ball, 1 strike to Jaron Sample. The 6'2" junior from Delmar, Delaware, Sussex Tech High School, grounds it to third. Patrick Walsh rifles it over to first, and a nice scoop by Victor Izquierdo, 1 away.
Now batting number 6, Justin.
Put some heat on that one, low and a little bit away from Big Vic at first, but he's able to make the stab down in the dirt with his Under Armour glove. 1 out. Third baseman, actually the first baseman, Justin Batts, steps in. Batts is 1 for 1, had a base hit in the second inning. The only hit of the ball game for Delaware State. He lines when Victor Izquierdo dives and makes the catch on a line drive that looked like it might even go in the hole towards second base, but Izquierdo knocks it down and makes the put out. Couple nice plays on line drives at first base for Victor Izquierdo, who's done it both defensively, like that diving catch there, and offensively with the home run in this ball game for Navy. 2 down for Delaware State. The third baseman, Miles Dickerson. Dickerson, 5'11" freshman from Germantown, Delaware, Northwest High School. Uses every bit of the batter's box with his right foot on the back stripe, as they have throughout most of the game against Delaware State. The Navy outfield pretty shallow. John Loudon looking in from center field. Pitch misses from Tyler Gren. 4 2/3 innings so far for Tyler. Has allowed just 1 hit, no runs. He's struck out 5. That was his 55th pitch, and his 56th is a ball and a walk. So Miles Dickerson down to first base for Delaware State. They have a runner on with 2 outs. Caleb King, a sophomore from Newark, Delaware. Walks in slowly from... Is he looking at me or you, or he's looking up here at the dugout, of the press box? Look at it. So King steps in with a runner on first, 2 outs. Bouncing ball to second base. Tyler Kripe on over to first, and that'll do it for Delaware State in the 5th. No runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left to the bottom of the 5th. Navy 9, Delaware State nothing. Navy baseball returns in a moment. 9, Delaware State nothing. To the bottom of the fifth inning in Annapolis. Looking for a great way to spend your summer? Sign up for one of our many Navy sports summer camps for your children, offering a wide range of summer camps for kids of all ages and all skill levels, including Chuck Ristano's Navy baseball camp. For more information and to register for Navy summer camps, visit NavySports.com. It was a big second inning for the midshipmen here in the home opener, scoring 7 runs, adding 2 in the third, out in front of Delaware State 9-0 with a strong performance on the mound by senior right-hander Tyler Gren. Has only allowed a single hit and a walk in this ball game. Already has 5 strikeouts. Henry Mitchell has reached in his first 2 plate appearances, walked in that big 7-run second inning, and was hit by a pitch in the 2-run third inning. Here, looking at a ball, and now a breaking ball for a strike from left-hander Sean Ely. On in relief, 5'8" freshman from Selbyville, Delaware. Works from the stretch. Misses low and away, 82 miles per hour. Breeze picking up just a little bit and gets even a little sunnier out here. Real break in the clouds. Turn into a gorgeous day for opening day in Annapolis, the home opener. Misses away. Henry Mitchell leading it off from the bottom of the order. Ahead in the count, 3 balls and 1 strike. John Loudon, the leadoff hitter, on deck. Healy sets and pitches, swung on and missed. Henry Mitchell, Navy shortstop with an open stance from the left side of the plate. Breaking ball is high, and he earns a walk to lead off the inning. So Henry Mitchell has been an on-base machine here in this one. 2 walks and a hit by a pitch in his 3 plate appearances. John Loudon looks at a fastball low and inside. So Mitchell is at first. 1 ball count to the Navy center fielder. Breaking ball, swing and a miss, outside. So it was outside the strike zone. 1 ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Henry Mitchell leading off first. John Loudon, freshman. Here goes Mitchell, runs and won't even get a throw as it looked as though that hit off the wrist of Delaware State catcher Caleb King. So no throw. Down to second base is Henry Mitchell as Mitchell leads off second base. Loudon went to Marist High School in the Atlanta suburbs. Played 3 years of varsity baseball in there. Named to the All-Region first team as a senior. All-Region honorable mention as a junior. His father, John, played baseball at Western New England University. So baseball in the Loudon family. Misses inside, back-to-back walks to lead off the bottom of the 5th inning for the midshipmen. So it's Loudon at first, Mitchell at second, and Chris Klug. And we'll have a appearance from Cameron Reason, the pitching coach. Second time he has come to the mound. They've already made 2 pitching changes in the ball game. The former University of Maryland Eastern Shore pitching coach. Talking about pitching coaches, this is Tim Riley's 4th season as the Mids pitching coach. After spending 5 seasons at Patriot League rival Lafayette, was the assistant under coach, former Navy assistant Joe Kinney for 3 years, and then the head coach for 2 seasons before making the trip here to Navy. Worked with a young group of arms last season that helped win the program's first Star Series over Army since 2021, racking up Patriot League semifinal home field advantage for the 2nd straight year with another second-place finish in the standings. One of two catchers, former catchers on the coaching staff for the Midshipmen, a four-year catcher at Rutgers, graduating in 2009 for the Scarlet Knights. 2 on for the Midshipmen. Chris Klug. Klug, 2 for 3 with a pair of doubles and a pair of RBIs. He lines one into left field. Holding at third will be Henry Mitchell, loading the bases on the hard hit ball to left field off the bat of Chris Klug. Klug is now 3 for 4 in the home opener, and the bases are loaded for Victor Izquierdo. While striking out in his last at bat in the third, in that 7-run second inning, he had the 3-run home run. And now he's got the bases loaded with Andrew Manning on deck. Lines one off the mound, bounces high to center field. Coming around from third and scoring is Henry Mitchell. Following him in on the 2-run single for the Midshipmen is John Loudon. And Navy pushes their lead to 11-0 now, as that ball hit off the mound and ricocheted into center field. And early on this season, Victor Izquierdo is swinging the hot bat just like he did to start the year last year. In last year's home opener, Victor Izquierdo had 4 hits and 4 RBI over the last 2 home openers to the mid. So Victor Izquierdo continues to be a home opener machine. Breaking ball from Sean Ely, misses high. Victor Izquierdo, 2 for 3 with 5 RBI and a home run. Runners at first and third for Navy with nobody out. 11-0 in the bottom of the 5th. They've already scored 2. One of those RBIs off the bat. Victor Izquierdo, the Navy senior, the highest honor a midshipman can earn is to be selected the captain by his coaches and teammates. Izquierdo leads off first, swung on and missed by Andrew Manning on a breaking ball. Andrew Manning, the designated hitter in this Patriot League MEAC matchup between Navy and Delaware State. You hear the ball cracking into the glove of Caleb King at 85 miles per hour from Sean Ely. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Ty DiPerno on deck for the Midshipmen with 2 ons at the corners. Bounding ball to second base. Bullock over to second for 1. Basket first. Not in time. Chris Klug scores from third. And the Midshipmen have put up a 12-0 lead now on the RBI fielder's choice. So the Midshipmen manufactured that run. Andrew Manning to first base now, the lone runner on for Ty DiPerno. Ty is 0 for 2. Grounded out, was hit by a pitch in the second inning and grounded out to third base in the 4th. Sean Ely has allowed 2 runs on 3 hits. All 3 are earned. His walk to pair. That was his 22nd pitch. Ground ball to third. Gloved by Sample over to second. Looked as though he's going to pull Jabril Bullock off the base and does. No, he got him. Late call from umpire Drew Hoagland out there. So that's the second out of the inning. Nice play by Bullock as the throw from Dickerson at third took him to the first base side of the bag, but he stretched and able to hold it. So at first base on the fielder's choice is Ty DiPerno. 3 of the 4 times Ty DiPerno has come to the plate. He has reached first base. Breaking ball in for a strike to Mason Ceccarelli. Mason 2 for 2 with a base hit and a double as Navy batted around in the second inning and was hit by a pitch in the third. Ground ball in the hole between first and second. Knocked down by Bullock. Gets up and throws. Gets away from first base. DiPerno into third now. Holding at first is Mason Ceccarelli as that ball got away from Jabril Bullock. Was going to his left over towards first. Gloved it but just couldn't make the play at first base. As Ty DiPerno is now at third. Mason Ceccarelli hustling down the line. Midshipmen lead this one 12-0. 12 runs on 10 hits and no errors for Delaware State. They have been held scoreless by Tyler Gren on the mound for the Midshipmen, has allowed just a single hit. 3 times in this young season, the Midshipmen have scored 12 runs already. Twice on the road in Queens University, swung on and missed. High strike to Patrick Walsh with a runner at first. Twice in the road trip to start the season. And now in the first home game of the season, 12 runs on the board in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ely, the left-hander, holds a runner at first. Bouncing ball to first. Justin Batts takes the first hop and makes the put out. But not before the Midshipmen score 3 runs on 2 hits, 1 error, 2 left. To the 6th, Navy 12, Delaware State nothing on the Navy Radio Network. Tyler Gren heads off to the dugout. Tyler has a great start. He'll be relieved by Mikey Plummer. So for Tyler, 5 innings pitched. Allowed just 1 hit, no runs, struck out 5 through 60 pitches. So Tyler Gren looking to get his first win of the young season, and he has earned every bit of it in his 5 innings. And now I'll hand it off to Mikey Plummer, who wears that blue 1 on the back of his white home jersey. The sophomore left-hander from Monroe, Louisiana. Went to Neville High School. What a big day and night it is in his hometown. Down in New Orleans, Mardi Gras. Down home on this Fat Tuesday. Bottom of the order for Delaware State, Rosnell Lewis, right-handed hitter. Lewis, first pitch ball from Mikey Plummer. Plummer, the left-hander, kicks and pitches. Misses low and away. Plummer gets Lewis to pop it sky high towards first base. Victor Skirdo, midway between first and home plate, makes the put out, 1 away. So Mikey Plummer fell behind in the count, 2-0, but then got Lewis to pop out. Had a career high 4 2/3 inning pitch last season. His rookie season, the freshman plebe, against Fordham in mid-March. Also a nice performance in April against Lehigh with 3 strikeouts. Appeared in 10 games last season, pitching 9 times while starting 4 of those games on the mound. Here in relief now of Tyler Gren. Sun is shining down on the Navy home opener. Started with cloudy skies, warming up now. Bouncing ball, gloved at third by Patrick Walsh. Settles himself over to first. 2 up, 2 down. Walsh very confident at third base, filling in for Evan Brown, giving him a day off today in the midweek series. To have Evan back in the lineup as the midshipmen hit the road for South Carolina over the weekend. Friday, playing Air Force. Saturday in Columbia against South Carolina, and Sunday against Marshall. Ball fouled back to the screen. 1 strike count. Mikey Plummer. Plummer works from the third base side of the rubber. The left-hander looks in to Ty DePerno. Throws it. Bouncing ball to the shortstop, Henry Mitchell. He comes up with it and over to first. 3 up, 3 down. We've played 6 as the midshipmen lead at 12-0 on the Navy Baseball Network. Sixth inning, Navy 12, Delaware State nothing. Today's Navy baseball game has been brought to you by Hawkeye 30, by Johns Hopkins U.S. Family Health Plan, by the Maryland Energy Administration, by Tilley Distribution, and by Blackwall Hitch and the Lodge Annapolis. It has been a fantastic home opener for the midshipmen. Started out in the clouds, all sorts of rain yesterday, but a beautiful day for baseball here at Max Bishop Stadium on the banks of College Creek. And the crowd has been building as the sun has been getting brighter here. Folks all around Annapolis coming on out, enjoying the Navy home opener, the one game that they'll get to see this week. Tyler Kripe, the freshman from Parrish, Florida, 6'3", 185 pounds. Big, tall second baseman. Bottom of the order for the midshipmen in the bottom of the 6th inning. Fastball from Sean Ely, who has pitched well since coming on in relief here for the Hornets. And this 5-game road trip to start the season, bouncing ball back to the box at Ely, the mound, underhands at the first. That'll do it for Kripe. 1 up and 1 out for Navy. They started the season over the weekend at VMI in Lexington. 0 for 4 on the road, trailing 12-0 in this one. So their 6th game of the season. We'll see their home opener Saturday against LaSalle back home in Dover. Pitch to Henry Mitchell. Mitchell has reached on a walk, a hit by pitch, and then another walk. Looks at a breaking ball for a strike at 71 miles per hour. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Bottom of the order for the midshipmen. Leadoff hitter John Loudon on deck. The left-hander Sean Ely. Kicks and delivers. Bouncing ball up the middle. Gloved by Jabril Bullock, the second baseman. Over to first. 2 down. An inning and 2/3 so far for Sean Ely. One hit, 2 runs, 1 run earned. There's a fly ball back to the right side. John Loudon with his right foot on the back of the batter's box. The left-hander looks to deliver. 1 strike count. The pitch swung on and missed. Loudon swings through that 78-mile delivery by Sean Ely. 5'8" freshman, eating up some innings in relief for Pedro Swan's Delaware State Hornets. Misses outside. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Chris Klug on deck for the midshipman. He has had one heck of home opener. Klug 3 for 4 with 2 RBI and 3 runs scored. The pitch. Breaking ball. Foul. Down the third base side, down towards the newly refurbished Navy bullpen. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 away. Navy 12 runs on 10 hits. Delaware State, no runs, just a single hit off of Tyler Gren. And now it's Mikey Plummer who's on in relief. Waiting things out in the dugout now is his midshipman at the plate with 2 outs, breaking ball high. Loudon with an unbelievable collegiate debut last Friday against Queens. 4 hits, 5 RBI. Fouls that one back as it just makes its way to the backstop. It will be collected there by on-deck hitter Chris Klug, the sophomore from Indianapolis. Loudon's 4 hits were the most by a true Navy freshman since Zane Raba tallied a 4-hit day against Bucknell on March 28th, 2021. The San Antonio native. As John Loudon finished the 3 games in Charlotte, 5 for 13 with 6 RBI. Loudon from Brookhaven, Georgia, suburb of Atlanta, went to the Marist School. He's even the count at 2 balls and 2 strikes and 2 outs. Nobody on for Navy. Ely, as he has done in relief, works from the stretch, right in the middle of the rubber. Kicks, swung on and missed. Strikes out Loudon to end the inning. For Navy, no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We move to the 7th. Navy 12, Delaware State nothing. Navy baseball returns in a moment. Sun shining on this opening day in Annapolis for the midshipmen, the home opener, leading Delaware State 12-0 as we move to the 7th inning and pitching change for the midshipmen. Jackson Beatty in now for the midshipmen. Tyler Gren started, went 5 innings, gave up just 1 hit. That's all that Delaware State was able to do against the Navy senior. Mikey Plummer, a perfect 1-inning pitch, 3 up, 3 down. And now Jackson gets a chance to come on for the midshipmen and see what he can do in relief. Midshipmen have really blown this one open, swinging the hot bats. Really, player of the game so far is Captain Victor Izquierdo. Now Jackson Beatty gets an opportunity on the mound for the Mids. As he will step up at the line, at the rubber. Carter Boyd, the pinch hitter from Middletown, Delaware, Middletown High School. His first at bat of the ball game against the first pitch from Beatty. The right-hander works from the stretch, kicks, kind of comes 3/4 as he throws. Jackson, 1-1 last season, 12 appearances, 17 innings pitched out of the bullpen. Team's batted .385 against him. On in relief, the third pitcher of the afternoon that coaches Ristano and Riley. Navy head coach, former pitching coach Chuck Ristano, and current Navy pitching coach Tim Riley. Inside. Nice job by Ty DiPerno to catch that one at 88 miles per hour. Beatty delivers. Fouled down the left field line. So the Midshipmen looking for their third win of the season after taking 2 of 3 in their opening series on the road. Out in front, 12-0 here on this opening day in Annapolis. 77 mile per hour fastball from Jackson Beatty. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count to pinch hitter Carter Boyd. Boyd lines one down the right field line. Nice play by the catcher in the bullpen. Off the heel of his glove, though, for Delaware State. Foul ball. Count remains full. Midshipmen playing Boyd straight away, both in the infield and outfield here at Terwilliger Brothers Field. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Jackson Beatty, first strikeout of the ball game at 86 miles per hour. As he brings the heat. So the Midshipmen looking for that man out of the bullpen this season. Of course, Landon Kruer, the record-setting Navy stopper. Now a officer serving our nation. And the Midshipmen looking to replace him, Jackson Beatty, with maybe an opportunity to do that. Beatty, the senior right-hander, 6 foot, 185 pounds, pops it up into foul territory in front of the Navy dugout. And it bounces actually right behind the Navy dugout where the picnic tables are, over back by the porta pots. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Beatty, the right-hander, leans in, sets from his chest. The pitch. Got him! Tried to check his swing, wasn't able to. So 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 away. Navy way out in front of this one, 12-0 against Delaware State. Navy really strong at home last season, finishing 18-14 in home games, batting .273 as a team here in Annapolis. Beatty's pitch hit hard to right field. Back is Mason Ceccarelli. Dives, can't get to it. It'll go to the wall. Rounding second, heading towards third, is Alec Rodriguez. Slides into third base, and he has a triple. Mason Ceccarelli gave it a go, diving for it. But once it got away, the 1-out hitter on his horse, on over to third base. So the second hit of the ball game. for Delaware State, and a runner in scoring position at third base. Beatty brings it to Jaron Sample. Fouls it back to the cage. Sample, right-handed hitter. And Beatty's delivery comes right at him, the way he drops his shoulder to that right-handed hitter. Evens the count, 1-1, 1 out. Sets with the runner at third. And the pitch. Popped up, foul territory. Victor Izquierdo in the first base's coach's box over towards the dugout of Delaware State. Makes the put out. 2 down with a runner at third for Delaware State. Justin Batts with 2 outs and a runner at third base as the Delaware State Hornets try to get on the board here in the 7th inning. So Beatty leans in with the runner at third. His pitch, breaking ball, in for a strike at 77 miles per hour. The native of Golden, Colorado, the home of Coors Beer. 0-2 the count. See what he brings here with the runner at third and 2 away. Brings a hard one. Just misses the outside corner. So 1 ball and 2 strikes. That did not miss by much. Gets what he wants from Ty DiPerno, the catcher. Sets up outside. Swung and struck him out. And that'll do it. The 12-run lead for the Midshipmen wins it for him here in the 7th inning on the strikeout by Jackson Beatty. Ends this one for the Midshipmen. 12 runs on 10 hits and no errors for Delaware State. No runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. Really the story of this ball game for the Midshipmen was that second inning when they batted around. A second inning that saw them score 7 runs, including the big home run by Victor Izquierdo. And he's our player of the game. Victor Izquierdo with 2 tremendous plays in the field. A diving stab of 1 ball, but at the plate, Big Vic in his final home opener as a Midshipman. He goes 2 for 3 with 5 RBI and 2 runs scored, including a 3-run home run for Victor Izquierdo. As the Midshipmen and the Hornets are out in the sunshine right now, shaking hands on the Terwilliger Brothers Field after the home opening win for the Midshipmen. So Navy, with the win, they go to 3-1. Delaware State drops to 0-4. And what a performance on the mound for the Midshipmen. Tyler Gren, the starter, goes 5 innings, gives up just 1 hit, and then just a bunch of zeros, and you get to the 5 strikeouts, 60 pitches very efficiently. Tyler Gren, his first win of the season, 5 innings of work on the mound. Mikey Plummer with a perfect inning of relief. And how about Jackson Beatty comes in and strikes out a pair to end the ball game here in the 7th inning as the Midshipmen beat Delaware State by a final score of 12-0. For the Midshipmen, that'll do it for this very brief homestand. A opening day success in Annapolis as they knock off Delaware State 12-0. Next up for the Midshipmen, Service Academy baseball against Air Force on Friday night in Columbia, South Carolina. Then on Saturday, wow, what a thrill. The Midshipmen take on the South Carolina Gamecocks at their home stadium in Columbia. Then on Sunday, to the MAC against Marshall on the road for the Midshipmen as Delaware State still looking for their first win of this early season. They drop to 0-5. They have 3 games at home over the weekend. Their home opener against LaSalle and Dover. So that'll do it. Once again, the final score, Navy 12, Delaware State nothing. For our director, Antonio Johnson, for Navy Assistant Sports Information Director of Baseball, Marshall Filipowicz, our studio coordinator, Todd Bartley. This is Scott Wyckoff. Have a great day, everybody.